Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while since we've gotten any game updates, but 10 Tons are now back in full force with their brand new Horn Undercrown update, featuring new areas, new bosses, and some smaller additions too. So, let's talk about it. There are two new regions added with this update. The first being the northwestern region of Frosthorn, where you'll want to be visiting the hydroelectric dam. And the second being our first look at the long-awaited and teased Undercrown. Frosthorn is a great new addition to the map, with plenty of spots to fish. So if you need fish for any specific dishes, here's where you're going to want to go. In addition to this, you'll need to prepare for arguably the hardest boss fight currently in the game, to gain access to the fourth and final fuel cell needed to fuel the escape pod. If you're up to date on content updates, you shouldn't have too many issues with the sword boss fight, but just make sure to equip some mines and bandages, and you should be good. Apart from this, there's also still a couple of points of interest in Frosthorn that you may want to check out, like a new tomb and another myth tablet. Now moving on to the Undercrown, and there isn't too much to explore here just yet, but there is a mini boss to deal with, and a couple of interesting lore bits that I found super interesting. 10 Tons did state that the Undercrown is huge, but they're only focusing on parts that lead you to the Crown Station. They also mentioned that they may expand explorable areas in the future. I can see how they can extend the Undercrown to contain all sorts of secrets and Easter eggs. Speaking of the Crown Station, we'll have to wait a bit longer to gain access to it, but in the meantime, you can follow a short questline leading to the elevator that will eventually grant us access to it. And in other news, Dysmantle finally has achievements. A lot of them that require a certain task to be done a certain number of times, you just need to do it once more. So, for example, the achievement to catch 10 fish will unlock once you fish once more, if you have more than required. I hope that makes sense. Other achievements such as defeating bosses, you'll only need to return to the boss area to pick it up. Now, I'm a big fan of Steam achievements, so I'm glad Dysmantle has something I can work towards. There are also some that aren't obtainable just yet, such as Escape the Island, but obviously will be obtainable in future updates leading to launch. As for some smaller updates, the level cap is now 42, up by a sizable 4 levels. And a new perk named Animal Friend has been added, which makes the animals of the island less afraid of you and allows you to craft animal treats. Once fed, they'll start following you. Upgrading the treats will also allow you to lead flocks of animals wherever you please. This skill will also let you pet the baby deers, which is never a bad thing. The sleeping bag has also been tweaked, making it so you now have to upgrade it to increase the amount of hours you can sleep, and it will now give bonus rested effects depending on level and hours slept. So, what's next for Dysmantle? Well, 10 Tons stated there's probably only one more major content update, which will add the remaining areas, including the Crown Station, access to shelters, and more features like building turrets. They also mentioned a couple of smaller updates regarding balancing, minor content, proper voiceovers, and then localizations. There was no mention of the battle obelisks, but I'm sure they'll be most likely added before launch. Either way, I'm so excited for the 1.0 launch, which is looking to be released sometime in late October or November. And that wraps up this update overview. If you made it this far and enjoyed the video, then leaving a like is the best way to support the channel. And if you want to see more Dysmantle content or other content surrounding indie games, then a subscription is the best way to do so. That's all from me. I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.